Now, Tom O'Brien.
Good day, Money Masters and Treasure Hunters. Welcome to the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom while he is traveling today. He is on his way down into the Sarasota Longboat Key area, hosting a event here in just a couple hours' time. In fact, if you're fortunate enough to see him, he opened up a real estate fund called the Tiger Fund, folks. And if you haven't seen that or heard what that's all about, go to the homepage of TFNN.com. Go over on the right-hand side. You'll see a little button there. And check it out. Tom will be there if you do see him. If you're going to be with Tom tonight, do me a favor. Give him a big bear hug. That's how you greet him. You can shake his hand, but I think he would prefer a bear hug out there. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with me, I kick things off for TFNN every morning. You can catch my show. It starts at 9 o'clock. You can do it by, if it's not played on a radio station in your area, just simply go to your mobile device and type in TFNN.mobi. That way you've got TFNN with you all the time. You can listen to that show live. You can watch us always on Tiger TV, just like you can do now. If you're traveling, make sure that you're driving home safe out there. You can catch the archive of my 9 o'clock show on Channel 9 on Tiger TV. Then Tom and I do a show together each morning from 10 to 11. It's called the Money Masters Show out there. So check that out. Those shows are also archived on Channel 10. Now, folks, I absolutely treasure your presence here today, and my outcome is to help you to become a better money master. But mostly, folks, it's to provide you with tools that will help you to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of these tools. This is the tool that I call the ANT philosophy. This is absolutely my favorite philosophy. This is the philosophy I live by. I suggest that you do that as well. And here goes the ANT philosophy. It's a 4-part philosophy, folks. The first part, and think about it like this. Yeah, we're talking about not your Aunt Ann. We're talking about little ants, ants on the street. Ants, folks, they never quit. And you should never quit as well. If you put your foot down and an ant's trying to get around it, it'll either go over, go under, go to the right, go to the left. Ants absolutely never quit. Number 2 of their philosophy, ants think winter all summer long. Today, if you take a look at the markets, seems like a little bit of winter out there. Why do they think winter all summer long? Because summer, folks, doesn't last forever. Part 3, ants think summer all winter long, folks. Why? Because winter won't last forever as well. Now, number 4, folks, how much do you think ants gather during their summertime? Absolutely. They gather all they can. Are you gathering all that you can? This is your summertime, or for most it's their summertime. So think of it like this. Here's the philosophy, folks. Never quit. Always look forward and do all that you can do, folks. Our phone number, 877-927-6648. That's a powerful philosophy. That's one to live by. Let's go take a look at these markets out here. We had the Dow finish off 115 points, trade out at 13,057. The S&P down about 11.5, down 0.8. Almost, you got the Dow down almost 0.9%. The S&P off 0.8%. You had the composite down 20 points. That's off 0.67%. The Russell 2000 off 0.8% as well, almost 7 points. You had the New York Stock Exchange down the same, about 62 points. The NDX 100 off 21 points. Gold trading up almost $32, folks, out at $16.72. Gold on the move. Silver on the move. Silver up 3% today, a little over 3%, up 93 cents out there. So let's go start and take a look at the Dow. If we take let's take a look at the S&P. So if you're watching on Tiger TV, the S&P closed at 1402.10. Now, all the markets, it was a relatively light volume day, folks. So the markets to the downside are going to need more volume. Or all that the markets are doing here is maybe setting up the B to the C of a larger move up. But that's got to play out first. But if we take a look at the S&P, what the S&P here did was it broke outside of the swing point, the April 2nd swing point that it was testing 2 trading sessions ago, and that was a line of resistance. If you're looking at Tiger TV, what you see out here, folks, you see that area of resistance, and you had the S&P get up into it. It simply rejected it 2 trading sessions ago, created a bearish engulfing candle. Yesterday, you had this little doji out there. What that means, folks, is that there was indecision. You had the Dow, or the S&P, had the S&P upper down 3 points yesterday. I think it was up just 3 points out there. A little indecision between the Bulls and the Bears. Well, today there was decision. You had decision with lower price. What's that mean? That means that what the S&P wants to do, and at least wants to get back into the August 2nd swing point. What it's going to first try to do is get down into August 3rd. The high of that candle, I suspect that that's what it will do tomorrow. The high of that area, 1390.99. Now, a very healthy retracement here, just simply going off of the June 4th lows to the high that was put in a couple trading sessions ago. We're talking about going from a price of 1266 all the way up to that 1426 area. A healthy retracement. A dead cat bounce takes you back to the 1358 area. That, folks, is what's going to get you inside that August 2nd candle. Let's go take a look at the Dow, see what the Dow is doing, down 115 points today. The Dow here, as we pull this back, and this is where there was synergy across the board, folks. And when I talk about synergy, you had the Dow also trying to get up and over the swing point going back to May 1st. That swing point high out there was 13,338. 2 trading sessions ago on the 21st, you had the Dow get up to 13,330, rejected that, created a bearish engulfing candle. You had follow through yesterday with a lower close. You had more follow through today. Today, what does the Dow do? Gets inside that August 3rd candle. You've got the Dow headed down to the August 2nd candle. The lows there is 12,778. If you take a look at just simply a dead cat bounce, just simply the 0.382 retracement from low to high, that's going to get you into the 12,000 and that's going to take it about the 12,800 range. If we go take a look at the Russell 2000, well, actually, let's go take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. Why? Because the New York Stock Exchange is something that's pretty much overlooked by almost everybody out here. And if you're watching on Tiger TV, what you see out here, folks, is you see 2 beautiful Gartley sell patterns. That first Gartley sell pattern, folks, that we're taking a look at came off of started March 19th, 2012. That was the beginning of the pattern. The pattern actually completed on May Day, May 1st, 2012. And that's when you had the market just it was a waterfall cascading event out here. Now, on the larger picture, going from the high in the New York Stock Exchange from March 19th all the way down to the low that came in on June 4th, and then all the way up to the high that was put in a few trading sessions ago, a really nice Gartley sell pattern out there. And what the New York Stock Exchange was also doing, just so you can see that there are areas of resistance, there are areas of support that you can identify in any stock chart that you take a look at, what I would ask you to do is go all the way back to the candle on April 3rd, 2012. That candle, folks, you had a gap down. That gap in the bottom of that candle on April 3rd is 81.68. If you just simply draw a straight line across there, you can see that each time that the New York Stock Exchange tried to get up and in there, it was rejected. That window, folks, still open. That window, for whatever reason, is a very, very strong resistance area. What did the New York Stock Exchange do? It tried to get up there on August 21st, rejected that area, traded lower as well. Let's go take a look at the NDX 100. Let's see what the NDX is doing out here. You know, you've got Apple as the larger weighting inside there. The NDX 100, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, you're seeing this rising price trend channel that it had been in. It broke outside of it on August 16th. Now, if you're already rising, it really can't be a break out of it. The only break would be to the downside, right? But it did close above it. And now what you had happen today is it came back and it tested that line. If you're a bull, you don't want to see it get back inside that channel, because if it does, what does it set up, folks? It sets up running all the way back to the bottom. Now, if you take a look at just simply the beautiful synergy out here, even on the NDX 100, you had this bearish engulfing candle that took place on August 21st, just as it was also testing its highs, going back and taking a look at the high from April 3rd, taking a look at the high from March 28th out there. And so that is simply a very strong area of resistance. You get up and over that, folks. That says these markets are going to just simply zoom higher. But right now, the markets are pulling back. Actually, if you're a bull, what you want to see out here, you want to see these markets continue to pull back on volume. A nice pullback on this, a dead cat bounce inside the Index 100 would get you down to the 2665 range. So therefore, you can see, if you're taking a look at this rising price channel out here, this channel line, if it gets back inside, meaning the NDX gets back inside it, you can see as it would travel back to the bottom of that, right to that 0.382 level, folks. So let's finish these things out here. Let's go take a look at the SPY, and then we'll go to Mike in Alabama after we get back from break. If we go take a look at the SPY out here today, the SPY moving down. Volume on the SPY, 107 million shares. That's after making a high out there 2 trading sessions ago with 105 million shares. It pushed down lower yesterday with 132. The SPY itself has not broken April 2nd. That's why what you want to do is you want to go ahead and take a look at the indexes. You want to take a look at the futures markets. You want to take a look at the ETFs as well. The SPY trying to get below April 2nd. The S&P index already has, folks. 877-927-6648. We had the Dow off 115. S&P is down 11. We'll be right back, folks.